The following may contain language and subject matter which is not appropriate for all audiences. Mostly because of Andy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again here on the Low Fact Podcast. Andy, Matt, and Dave. Coming at you.
Things have become a lot more R since Andy's done two shows with us.
R?
Yeah, R for restricted rating.
Oh, dropping.
I talk like a sailor.
Dropping all the F-bombs?
Yeah.
I tend to like to curse a lot.
That's fine.
Cursing's fun. Like, it emphasizes statements. It makes them more...
We do have an R rating, so it's fine.
You guys are not NC-17?
No.
No showgirls rating kind of a thing?
Showgirls, though. Maybe if we had some showgirls, we'd be NC-17.
I like the idea of showgirls in an audio show.
But you can't see them.
Yeah, but we can enjoy them.
Even better.
That's the important part.
Well, there you go.
When we become big time, we can have showgirls just bring us drinks and food and stuff.
I'd rather be small time and have showgirls anyway.
But that's like probably a different class of showgirl, really.
That's okay. I really don't need Olympic class showgirls.
Why not?
I'm more of a farm league kind of guy. I'm more of a
Farm league?
I'm more of like single A.
What the hell is a farm league showgirl?
Well, it's like a farm league baseball player.
Like, what do you get with a farm league showgirl?
Well, same thing you get with like a farm league baseball player. They're not good enough for the show, for the major leagues. But, you know, there's something there.
That's the kind of standard is like, are you alive kind of a thing.
Well, they gotta be
Like that.
They gotta be a little bit
They
more
have to
than
have a
alive.
pulse.
They gotta
But
in that.
but you know, like the minor league baseball players are really good baseball players. They're just not, you know, good enough to be in the major leagues.
Right.
So, you know, a minor league showgirl is like probably a really great lady. Just,
She's got
you
a
know,
good personality.
and she's probably cuter than I would deserve, but, you know, can she be in a headline show in Vegas? Maybe not.
You're saying you don't deserve the...
How are we talking about showgirls? I was thinking about strippers.
'Cause you're a weirdo?
I was like, showgirls, girls for the show. But you're talking about the ones that do the high kicks and all that jazz?
Like the Rockettes?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I think you can technically call a stripper a showgirl.
Sure.
They're putting on a show.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sometimes that show isn't very good.
No, but you pay a little more money in the back room and sometimes you get a better show. Consensually.
Maybe. I always feel wrong about doing stuff like that because isn't that really enabling sex trafficking?
What?
Oh, a thing about like escorts and stuff like that?
Well, just when you yeah, like the line of demarcation from sitting at the front of the strip club and just throwing dollars at a girl is a little bit more removed and okay than going to the back room. Then it becomes a little bit more like prostitution. And then, you know, then I'm like, yeah, but, you know, prostitutes don't generally, I don't think anybody grows up, or I don't think any young girl sits there and thinks, oh, you know, I want to be a prostitute when I'm older.
You can make that argument about a lot of careers. Like, I don't want to grow up to be a fucking lumberjack.
Why not, man? Sleep all night and work all day, or
I'm
work,
a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Is that your
work
dream?
all night and sleep all day to be a lumberjack?
Yeah, like
It's a lumberjack
Nah.
song.
as a kid. Like,
Isn't
I
that
can't-
Oddfellas?
Is
Huh?
Isn't that from the Oddfellas commercial?
I thought it was
in New Zealand.
I thought it was a Monty Python thing.
Yeah, but it was in an Oddfellas commercial.
I don't know what they are.
Who's on?
It's like a sweet that you have.
Well, it seems like we're odd, but
Yeah, it is from Monty Python.
okay.
And he's wearing high heels and stockings.
Oh, so it's about the cross-dressing lumberjacks.
Yep.
Do you grow up to want to be a cross-dresser? Or does that
You
just
mean
kind
if
of
you watch that? No. I don't think it works like that.
You just kind of
I don't
always,
think if you see stuff, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm... Now that I've seen this,
this is what I like.
it's like the violent video games. I mean, you know.
I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that.
And
Violent
the
video.
violent video games?
Well, just if you see stuff, then you kind of do it.
Look, I used to have some of the games where you drive around, you can run people over, and I would drive around and run people over for hours and hours on the game, but I didn't want to go out and run people over.
Because you used up all your aggression in the fantasy.
They were like bouncing off the windscreen and stuff. Ah,
All right. Borderline serial killer. I love it.
Mr. I guess that's kind of like if I were into psychology, I guess I'd really kind of delve into your
well,
sociopathy.
I'll sit there and watch fight videos on YouTube for hours as well.
Those are so boring.
No, they're not. Watching people get knocked out.
That's so boring.
It's pretty
great.
fun.
Really?
Yeah. It's a guilty pleasure as well.
Okay.
It's not that smart of material. It's just someone getting socked in the face, and it's like, all right, I can watch this for an hour or two.
Wow.
I have very low standards when it comes to entertainment.
Well, I think the three of us do too, but
Let's get to the topic.
well, I was thinking of maybe like I can't read my shorthand anymore.
Overcompensating for past mistreatment.
Yeah.
So what is that about?
Well, I thought about it because of seeing stuff on Affirmative Action and the stuff with encouraging or trying to help certain groups because of the raw deal they've had historically, right? So for Affirmative Action, I guess it would be the hundreds of years of mistreatment that Africans that were brought here and their descendants have kind of had to face. Or another one that's really more popular nowadays is the gender thing, right? Women not having necessarily a fair shake or have been relegated to a certain thing, and they're like, well, we should get more opportunities to be like CEOs or senators or whatever. And I'm like, okay, but at what point, how much should we try to redress wrongs of the past, and if so, by how much? Like, at what point should it stop?
Well, that's the important question, is when it stops. That's a hard question to answer.
And that kind of leads into the underdogs thing that I was talking to Andy about before we were recording today. But the whole under overdog thing to me is people that are actually got a whole lot of benefits and are actually probably doing really well or better than others, saying, no,
So the
I'm
underdog's actually doing better than the...
no, the underdog is actually the overdog, but they're still saying I'm an underdog.
Oh, okay. So
Because, like, what was it? I think I read recently somewhere that, well, it has been true that women are more than 50% of the college students and college graduates.
There's definitely more women graduating.
And there's more women in jobs. Like women are now the majority of college educated workforce, right?
yeah.
So how much farther does this need to go? Does it need to be 100% and then start backing it down? Or now that it's over 50, should it go back down to make it 50-50? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm just saying I want to know.
But you're assuming that they're the overdog. That the underdog is now the overdog.
Yeah. Because there are several situations where there are people that are the overdog that say, "Oh, I'm the underdog. I've been mistreated. I need all this help. I need you to do all this stuff for me." And as I say it, I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of angry women or black people, but I'm sorry. But you can use either of those as concrete as an example.
Well, if things have got past the point where it's no longer equal, they're getting a leg up, they shouldn't be getting a leg up anymore, because at that point the overdog is the underdog, so then the underdog should be getting a leg up by that rationale. So men should be getting a leg up.
So I guess the question is, do you think they're equal now? Do you think at the level?
Right, but also, who determines that? Who determines the equality?
Not
If it's not the
Not
person
the-
getting the benefit and not the person that has traditionally benefited that is not benefiting anymore, then, I mean, those are the two classes.
if you're the person that has benefited, you're certainly not going to want the other person to get the benefit.
Right.
If you're a woman that's getting more of an advantage today, you're never going to sit there and say or admit that men are not getting a fair shake.
Because it goes against their interests.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would, because we had this. Can't remember if we had this discussion, if it was on a podcast or not a podcast, but it was with a female friend of ours, and she just kind of looked at us like we were crazy when we said that, and she said, and she didn't address the question. She just kind of said, "That's never going to happen."
But see, that brings
So
out a
it was
whole
just
lot
kind of
of.
like, it's never going to happen. So I don't know why we're even having this discussion, and then she got very upset.
Well, the discussion is necessary.
Well,
I think that's what you need. Both the benefit and the beneficiary need to talk and say, are we equal? But that's impossible to have because nobody wants to have a logical conversation about
Well, I don't think anyone's gonna admit. I mean, because in the hijacking of language example that you don't know about, but that's a pet peeve of mine as well. Like, you know, words
a whole
don't
host of different
words don't
kinds
mean
of
anything
bells.
anymore. Like everybody's talking about equality, but are they talking about equality or equivalence? But you know, like equality, one would think that equality means the same thing, and you know, you can't necessarily have equality because none of us are the same. That's what equal means. But you know, but then there's like, oh no, I don't mean that. I mean, we should all have equal rights. I'm like, well, theoretically, yes, that's possible. But if you have more money, then you're going to have more rights. If you're better looking, then if there's a criminal case or you're at a trial, like the defendant who is a good-looking person might get a better shake than the person that looks like the ultimate criminal.
Because it's just the way they look, so
Exactly.
they get a benefit from it.
Right. So
True equality, you think, is impossible. Like for all of everything, not just race or religion.
well, sameness,
True
right?
equality, yeah,
Right. Sameness. People throw around the word equality all the time, and they don't really mean what equality means.
No, they mean specific little spots.
Right. You know, and so like it's like oh, my head hurts. I can't. You know, what do you mean? Like because when people
What's
like
equivalence?
because equality has been hijacked, then they use the word equivalence was like the same.
Oh, okay. Like it doesn't mean the same, but they essentially put them in the same definition, even though there is a difference between those two words.
Right. Well, equality. I think equality and equivalent probably mean the same thing, but because equality now means something different, someone and it was in a.
Because you say equality does not mean sameness.
No, but the way that equality does mean sameness.
It does mean sameness.
It does. To me, you know, when I say 2 + 2 = 4, it means that if you take 2 and you put 2 more there, you will have 4. So yeah, to me, equality means the same.
Right.
But in a lot of stuff, like with equal rights, same rights. Okay. Now, does that mean that everyone has to be treated the same, or is everybody the same? Is that even possible? I don't think so. But yeah, supposedly, theoretically, everyone has the same rights, right? You have a right to a trial. You have a right to, you know, you have the Miranda rights, and you're judged by the same rules. But that doesn't mean that you're the same.
Because everyone's an individual, and
That too.
individuality is a reality.
That too.
Okay.
So like when you're talking about the gender stuff, you know, there's this whole like, oh yeah, we want equal rights, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Like when you start picking and choosing,
Like
what equal do you want? Like women don't want they want the same pay, but they don't want the ability of me punching in the face without getting shit, as I would a guy.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect example. Or like I remember listening to something a while ago when we're like, oh yeah, we need more gender equality or something, and the person they were debating with was like, well, you know, 95% of the people in jail are men. Do you mean you want more women in jail? Or, you know,
The jobs that men traditionally do that women don't want.
or the most dangerous jobs are held more by men than women. Do you mean you want more dangerous jobs for women?
Okay, so they need to take the bad with the good if they want true equality. You don't just get the benefits of all the being a woman, but none of the downfall of being a dude.
But that's what they want, though.
Yeah, essentially, they don't want true equality or like true feminism.
I think that's what they want. I mean, I don't think they really want. They don't want the bad side of being a man.
But who does? Who wants the bad side of anything?
Nobody.
And that's my beef with a lot of stuff. You know, like the language of politics, the language that goes on now. Terms get thrown out willy-nilly, and now things don't mean what they used to mean. And I get really confused because not only am I stupid, I'm starting to get really old, and I don't want to learn. I don't want to relearn stuff, right? I mean, to me, equal means same. Now, equal doesn't mean the same. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to use now? I mean, that's like.
Oh, the collective pronoun thing.
Well, that
we. This is
we or they.
We.
Well, I call people they all the time, so I'm cool with that. But
I'm not cool with
I heard a story about that. It was like a woman and her kid at a diner, and the woman was like, "They will have da da da," and the waitress was like, "Is there more people coming?" And she was like, no, here. And the mom got upset at the waitress because the waitress was confused because she said they, and so she thought there was more people coming.
Well, because it's not grammatically correct. They said that. Who's they? That's one person. I was about to say guy, but it's not. I don't want to presume.
The royal we.
The royal we.
We shall have the pancakes.
Which goes back to the if enough people do it, is it okay? And I'm always like, no.
All right, see, now I'm starting to agree with
Full
you.
circle.
Maybe I don't.
Well,
like
this is what happens. It's like the full circle thing.
It happens later. It doesn't happen within the one podcast. It just happens like it might happen months later. But yeah, so
how many women do you think we've offended?
I think I offend women on a daily basis just by existing. It seems to me.
Maybe there's women that like listening to the podcast.
I hope so. And if there are, please say so.
And tell your friends about us, and then they'll tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on, just like
Send us your
Pantene.
emails.
But yeah, send us your emails. We really like an email. I've never had an email.
Send us an email.
So there you go. We have kind of talked about what we're going to talk about, but
Not really.
well, I think this is better. It's more organic.
I tangent a lot. I tend to ramble.
Good. We are very tangential people.
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram at lowfatpodcast. You can email us. Please email us. lowfatpodcast@gmail.com, or you can just search Low Fat Podcast and find us on Stitcher, iTunes, and YouTube, or wherever else you pick up your feed. Thank you.